Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, should I say. This is Terry Crosby for our Steve Taylor Community Star Show. And we have a great guest. We have Mrs. Erika White in our studio. Erika, welcome.
Excited to be here. Thank you for the introduction.
Yes, but I just wanted you to just tell us a little bit. I know that we struggled, all of us, with the pandemic.
Yes. And it is
Yeah.
hard for people as far as when you're going to that, when we talk about mental health,
Right.
that there were people that are extroverts. So we forgot about how that affects people. Right. Being in a house all the time, not being able to get out and being able to be among other people. We saw a lot of changes with mental health, physical health. I know for me, the gym's not being open.
Right.
The gym to me is like going to church. I go to church to worship. I go to the gym to work out. So when you're doing that, it made a big difference. So we focused a lot on Corona and what it meant for people and communities, but also we saw other health issues that came up, and a lot of that had to do with mental health.
Yes.
People not being able to see their grandchildren. We lost, and the thing is that normally when something happens, you have time to adjust. So if they said you have cancer or we're gonna move your job, you have 90 days to adjust. With Corona, they said, hello, Corona's here, stay home. You can't go to the gym, you can't do this, you have to wear a mask. So we had to make all those changes within a 7-day period. It was a week.
Yes.
And things just changed. So even if you had a strong mental health, strong family support, you still struggled. So think of people that didn't have that. We're talking about kids that went to school and that's the only place they got their meal. Seniors, trying to get them out the house. We saw a lot of that where it really impacted people more than just a virus. It impacted our communities by people, how they live, how they work, and how they're surviving.
So off of that, just tell us a little bit about what you are currently doing. I know,
Okay.
time is limited, but but please express yourself on that.
So I'll just talk about some of the current events. So some of it, instead of being so focused on being on TV so much, really a lot of focus on what's going on in the community. So one of the things we're working with the Ohio Unity Coalition is to look at how racism affects health, because now, as we have now at the state level, racism is now a public health issue. And so one of the things we're looking at is our hospitals locally. How then can we change health literacy to be able to help people and go through those systems and look at and talk to people and get that change? That's one thing that I'm working on with the Kellogg Foundation through Ohio Unity, which is fun. I'm excited.
Yes.
This is right along doing something a little deeper than just teaching workouts. Still involved with Urban Holistics, with Sign Organics.
Yes.
So
yes.
Very proud to be a part of that. Also, for most people also know, I have to give a shout out to people I represent. I'm the president of Communication Workers of America, 4319. So I represent the workers at University of Toledo, the Toledo County Library, AT&T,
Wow.
Johnson Controls, Avaya, Allen County. So, but I really believe in working people. I believe that the more that is given to us, the more that we should give back. And that is what I truly, that's the foundation of who I am when it comes to spiritual living. So that's important to me. And I don't really care what race people are. I appreciate diversity, and I don't really care where you are. We're trying to make sure that everybody gets a chance to have a healthy and a good quality of life.
Right.
So it's important. Try and think of what else I'm still doing.
NAACP.
NAACP, yes, I'm the health chair, and also still on the Lucas County CHIP. And if you know what CHIP is, it's the County Health Improvement Plan. So we sent out surveys, and every 3 years we work on putting together what the health cosmopolitan looks like in Lucas County. We send it to the state, and that's how we get funding for many of the things that you all support here.
Right.
Talking about kids,
Yes.
meals to kids,
Mhm.
some of the programs we work on, that money comes back into our community. How do we make sure people have access to health care? So a lot of the change, the shift from just being in the gym to because people that are coming to the gym, they want to be there. They get it.
Right.
They're past the pre-contemplation stage. They're there. They make an action. How do we get to people that don't even know they have a choice?
Yes.
And that's where we have to be at. And I'm excited to be a part of all those. And then most people remember me from 13 ABC Ask the Expert. I had a lot of fun on there. So I hope to come back or be able to get back into doing that again. So just very, very blessed to be able to give back.
So just touch base a little bit on the African American
Go on this walk. I forgot about that, right?
Yes.
Susan G. Coleman, I usually do the warm-up for them every year, which is fun. But the African American Wellness Walk, so we know, and this is statistically, that African American males die 7 years younger, and we're talking about in America, than all their other counterparts. So we're talking about women, men, Asian men, white men, dogs, cats, no, I'm just joking. But we know that, and it's statistically found, and why that's happening is preventative, okay? We're talking about a lot of preventative diseases. When we say preventative, these are things that we can do just by making sure that we're keeping ourselves healthy. It's not about your size. I always say that's not the main number. We're looking at other numbers like your waist waist ratio, when you work out, are we hitting that 60 to 80% max? So with the African American Wellness Walk Initiative, what it's doing is directly addressing the health needs of Black men. And that's when race is important, right? That's when ethnicity is important, when we're pointing out how people may be treated different or left out of having their best quality of life because of something none of us chose, right? What race we were going to be born, we're not chose where we're going to be born, how much money our family's going to have. We're all just born, and we have to deal within that reality. So it's an awesome initiative. It's going to be happening the third Saturday in August. You going to be there?
Yes.
All right.
I mean, I may be hosting.
Yeah. Now, are you
co-chairing?
Yes, co-chairing. Yes.
Yeah.
I hope that that's going to happen. I hope.
Well, they have been in touch with me.
Excellent.
So, yes.
Excellent. And that's exciting.
And thank you.
And we need to make sure. So we talk about women being there, and they said, "Where women are, men will come."
Right.
That's true. We got to do it. We can't get y'all there, right? But the most important part is to have advocates and people in the community that are really that are real people that care about the community.
That do the work.
Right?
On
not
the
just the face, but doing the work. So this is exciting, and I usually do the warm up.
Well, I do post a lot of pictures, but also work.
You do the work. When we were over at King School.
Yes.
We did. Now I'm not gonna. Tracy's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
With her and her mom.
Center of Hope. Yes.
Right. Also loved being involved with them and working with kids. So I think, and then we did some other work at the Padua Center. So definitely being out that time to give back. And remember, you can give people money, but it really makes a difference. It's your time. You can't get it back.
So you know what? Congratulations, Erika.
Thank you.
I mean, that was absolutely fantastic. We love having you here. But just now, I'm going to turn you over to our phenomenal boss, Mr. Steve Taylor.
Woo-hoo.
Hey everybody, Steve Taylor here with Steve Taylor's Community Star of the Month. I'm here with Erika White, and you're a pro. You know, you're able to come out with those questions. It's not the first rodeo, right?
No, trust me. Sasha Bray and Jeff Smith helped me a lot, and Rebecca. They are, taught me how to do that. But the biggest thing is you just keep rolling. Even when you say thong instead of tong, you just keep rolling.
Keep going.
I made a lot of mistakes.
That's great. We got our live studio audience rolling with that one right now too, right? That's good stuff. Hey, so I was reading your bio. I got on your website, checking out a few things, and you've got a fantastic personal success story. I mean, from what I read, you tipped the scales at 240 or something it said on your website. You've lost over 70, 80 pounds, kept that weight off. I mean, that is a complete lifestyle change to be able to do something like that. And you're an amazing woman with an amazing story, but tell everybody a little bit more about that health journey and that transformation you had.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I was hungry. I always tell the truth about it. When I gave birth to my daughter, my second child, I was 265 pounds. And what I found out later was actually, once I started losing weight, that I was borderline hypoglycemic. So I don't have high blood sugar, I have low blood sugar. And so some of that may have contributed to that huge weight gain. But like most people, I was like, hey, my husband loves me. If I'm a little chubby, this is just part of life. And it really started to affect, my doctor told me that at that time, what made me get started was that I had 3 of the conditions. And I'm gonna take that back. It was a chart on the wall, and that's how we had this conversation. And one of them was if you had a child over 9 pounds. So I was like, okay, I'm African American. I have that medical history of diabetes, but I didn't understand what that had to do. So I asked my doctor, and that was why we started, that if you have a child over 9 pounds, that's an indicator of having diabetes. And I wasn't 30 yet, but she did promise me, she gave me a health promise that if I didn't get my weight under control, I would be diabetic by the time I was 40. And most people refer to that as just having sugar, but we know how damaging diabetes, type 2 diabetes is to our body, but it's also preventable. And when we get our numbers in check. So I started working out, and I would just tell you all the lies I was told. I was told I wasn't gonna be hungry. I was hangry. I was very hangry. Right? Yeah, that's the truth. I was injured quite a bit learning to work out. I wasn't always perfect with my form. And there was always someone, and I always had this vision, and I'll share it here, that I was going to be like Bo Derek. Remember 10? When she was running down, I was going to have a new body, and guess what? It was the same old body. So trying to learn, the one thing I learned is transforming your body comes that we have to do all different types of workouts that you are not always going to feel 100% about being there. Like people tell you, you go to the gym, you're going to feel good. No. Sometimes you just don't feel like going, and we have to start to listen to ourselves, like the mental health and the spiritual health and how to help people. And it just grew into, because what I believed in helping people lose weight, and I started teaching, and it was just the love I got back from people in the community. I would always say I wasn't searching for success. People supported me. So I became who I am and able to sit here with you today is because of the support, not because I was looking for success. That was never what I was after at all. And Fitzone just, I mean, that's,
Blew up, huh?
yeah, I don't know if you can drop any sound bites in there or like sound effects, but it did, it just took off, it grew, and it was all from the community. All people, I wrote from the Minority Health publication, and just being able to write to our community. It was just, it's been an awesome, blessed journey. I'm very humbled by it.
Well, it's been an amazing journey, and congratulations, because that's quite a feat. I know Tom and Terry, we always joke on our sports show that we do every week about eating a few too many slices of Marco's pizza every now and then, and I think you could maybe give us some pointers too on what to do and how to shed some of that winter weight. We're getting into April. I think Tom and Terry and I said, hey, that winter weight should already be gone by now. So we got to listen to your advice, get in the gym.
Well, I was saying, and when Corona started, I said I started eating my feelings. So like most people gain weight, but I was like, the problem was I ate other people's feelings. So it's okay if you eat your feelings, just don't eat other people's feelings.
That's a good one.
That's when you gain weight.
I always love to ask guests when they come on the show if there is a impactful story or one moment that just sticks out above everything else. It's like, this was so amazing. This is why I do what I do. It's just a success story and something that you'd like to share with our listeners.
But there's so many. I think one of the ones that touched me the most, I remember going to the grocery store, and there was someone I already knew. And I think when it's people, well, I feel that is when it's people you don't know, you're like, okay, yeah, thank you. But when there's someone that you know and comes to you and says something, it really it touches you different because you never expect the people that you know that you're making any impact on, right? Because you tell your family to eat healthy and that,
sure.
And they're like, don't you come bringing that healthy stuff in here this time. But so I was in the store and Audrey, a lady named Audrey, came up to me, and I'm not changing her name for this story. And she said to me, I just want to say thank you because of you, I've accepted who I am and I'm working hard, and I just want to say thank you. And it wasn't, I'm coming to the store with a cart and I'm like, what? And so it was just such an endearing moment. And just when people just saying thank you, and to think that every chance we have is to impact someone's life. The other thing is people losing weight. There's one lady now that teaches spin with me at LA Fitness, and she just come into class, and I said to her, why aren't you teaching? And she's like, who, me? And I said, well, why not? I think you'd be great. And now she's teaching. That was another moment. There are quite a few, and I know I'm looking down because it's just very humbling that to know that you can actually have that impact on someone by the service that you do for them in their lives. And those are all, I don't like when y'all look at my grocery cart. I'm gonna tell you that. I do have a family, but that is impactful. The African American Wellness Walk to Urban Holistics, to be able to teach people how to garden, to move into healthy county, Toledo Healthy County CHIP, the County Health Improvement Plan, to really having some insight on that, to work with people, the African American Leadership Council. There have been so many awesome, and even being on Channel 13 with people like, how was that? I was like, well, I didn't get paid, y'all. But it was awesome to have that voice and have people trust you enough to give like real advice from a place of where I've been.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, you truly are a difference maker, and you can tell everything that you're doing. I'd love
so
for
are you. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. So are
no,
you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate what you're doing in the community.
Yeah, we're fortunate to have a platform to give back. We've been part of the community for over 40 years, and so we're humbled. We've got two great guys, Tom and Terry, that are out and about and doing great things for us in the community too. But let's tell the folks that are watching how they can get involved and maybe help some of the organizations that you're involved with too.
Urban Holistics right now, that's starting at Tatum Park, where we're offering classes and also allowing people to come in and volunteer. I always want to say around Healthy Lucas County Health Improvement Plan. We're always looking for people to get involved and serve on the executive board. and to help out in getting into the community and making sure that we're making people aware. I'm also involved in the Black and Brown Coalition, which we're just working with people in communities of color, how they want to be more involved with policing their communities. And we're not talking about negatively, we're talking about how I know who you are as my officer and that. Though a lot of those are up, and also I'm trying to think of, I don't want to forget them, they're going to be like, he forgot about Ohio Unity Coalition. That's just voter empowerment, where we're really working hard and going out into the community, because part of the way we change the way things are is being engaged in voting, in the voting process, registering, getting people to see that their voice does matter. And how do we get people to matter? And it's not about being a Republican or Democrat, it's about being people. How do we take care of each other? So a lot of exciting things. I know I'm forgetting something, the African American Wellness Walk initiative. We would love for you all to get involved with that. That is a very powerful
I don't know how you remember them all. We could be up here for a few more hours probably with everything you're involved
I know,
with.
I'm trying. I'm like, oh my goodness. No. I know I'm forgetting. If I do, I'll have to send a whole list. But there's the last one, Polished Emerald. That's another group. Officer Kim, that's out of, she's actually a police officer, does for helping young girls.
Great.
So we have a lot of things from wherever it is. I believe there's young women, young men, you know, like you said, people in impoverished communities. You know, we want to be there and put a face on what that looks like to help people.
Well, you're doing an amazing job. It's so awesome to have you in the studio today.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for raising
awareness. I thought I was
awareness.
getting a book. I'm not getting an autographed book.
I have a book for you.
Okay,
sure,
I love it.
I thought you brought me a few books, but you just came prepared.
I came prepared.
Hey, we also, while we're talking about raising awareness, I know today is April 14th. We're all wearing our blue to support and to end childhood. I'm forgetting the word here, but child abuse. It's abuse and neglect. It's wear blue. I know it's a big thing in our community, and really we said, you know, there's no excuse for that, and we all want to come together and help just get rid of that. That shouldn't even be a thing that we need to talk about. Child abuse is just something that's so awful, but we know it's happening out there, and we can definitely raise awareness. So wear your blue, show your pride for helping out that great cause. So we want to thank you for having you in the studio today. Thank you for taking time coming out of your busy schedule. I know you've got a busy schedule.
Yes, right back to work.
But it's been great to have you in the studio, get to know you a little bit better. Thank you for tuning in. And we have got quite the difference maker here. We've got a Steve Taylor community star, no doubt. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.